Welcome, everybody, to the 5th live stream from the NoSleep Podcast. I am David Cummings. I am, what am I this week? Where's my technology here? I'm the boss. That's right. Don't you ever forget it. Always a pleasure to be with you again. We've got a great cast and a great story. So thank you for joining us. And we're hopefully going to have a lot of fun with this one. And I'd like to introduce the cast joining us today. We bring him on first because he's ultimately the most important. That's what he tells me. This is a gentleman, we call him our maestro. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. He composes and performs the music for us on the show, and live you can hear him dingling away in the background there with his piano. Would you welcome Mr. Brandon Boone? Copious applause. Oh, that's what I
stopped dingling so I could actually open up my webcam.
Next stream, I'm going to have applause sound effects that I can
Perfect.
play people onto. We'll all have our own theme music and everything.
Very cool.
Thanks for being with us, Brandon.
Thanks for saying I'm the most important part of the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know your ultimate game is to try to reduce the podcast to just music and no voice actors. So
exactly,
we have to keep you happy.
If only there were another medium for something like that.
If only. Well, welcome and thank you, Brandon. And you're doing well from Cincinnati.
Yep, just hanging in there. Not much has changed since the previous week, or the previous week, or the previous week. So
it all blurs together.
Yep.
Who else do we have joining us? We've got a couple of stalwarts who are with us quite a bit, and we're thrilled that they are back with us. We have from Amarillo, Texas, the one and the only Sarah Thomas. Sarah, welcome. Oh, dramatic. Oh, wonderful entrance. And from New Jersey, North America, would you welcome Mr. Graham Rowat? Woohoo!
Hello, representing...
Oh, lovely. Booth Junkie.
Mike
Michael
Delgadio.
This show sponsored by.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
He's got
He's
got cool swag, everybody.
That's a very cool shirt. I need to grab me one of those.
Very cool.
All right. Well, how are you two doing?
Doing great over here.
Every time I meet someone who kind of has the default cheer of like regular, like the world is a regular place right now, and they sort of have that holdover, like everything's great, and then you want to go, wait a minute, really, is everything really great? But then I'm like, you know what? Thank God that you can pretend.
It's called acting.
It's great. It's like you realize they're that much greater an actor for holding on to that.
Indeed. Now we have two fine folks who are making their second appearance on the stream. It is late in the evening, well, sort of mid-evening for them. They are from a little island known as Great Britain. Would you welcome, first and foremost, from Ripon, Yorkshire, Mr. David Ault. David Ault comes on board. Oh,
hello.
He's got a mug that says...
I love tea.
I love tea.
Because I can't get it when I'm on tour.
He continues his campaign against American tea.
Learn to like coffee.
Oh, yes, that's right. There's always coffee. And what is it? Oh, no, London Fog is still tea-based.
It's still tea, yes, it
Wonderful.
is. It is.
And also your partner in crime, your onstage wife / nemesis / villain, killer,
murderer,
everything.
Welcome,
the one and the only Erika Sanderson.
Hello.
Wonderful to have all of you with us. This is great. And how are things over there across the pond, as we like to say?
I thought you told us no politics, David. Yeah, everything's fine. We're all good. I'm happy.
Fine.
Erika, are you happy?
It's all fine.
Yes, absolutely fine. Yes.
All the chipperness.
Right. All the fish and chipperness.
Warm up those acting muscles. Everybody say it together. Everything's great.
Everything's great.
Indeed. And we have a newcomer joining us for her very first time here on the No Sleep live stream. She hails from this little town in California called Los Angeles. Would you welcome the inimitable Addison Peacock? Addison, welcome. Yay.
Hi, thank you. What an enthusiastic introduction.
Indeed, indeed. Now, how are you faring in LA, Addison?
Honestly, doing all right. We settled into all of this before the rest of pretty much the rest of North America and a lot of other countries. I've adjusted more to the new normal, I think, than a lot of other people. That doesn't mean I don't still occasionally lose my mind a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
doing okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's
So what's the
thing.
pollution like down there?
Like none right now because no one's driving anywhere.
Ooh.
Yeah, we all
Yeah, it's-
celebrated Earth Day in like the strangest way possible because the Earth is so much better for us being in our houses.
I'll do you one better. About 2 a.m. on Earth Day, an earthquake hit us.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Not a bad one, honestly. Well, depending on where you were, I think some people were a little more freaked out. It wasn't bad. My roommate didn't even wake up. I was just still awake, so I felt it. And all I could think was, all right, read the room. But yeah.
That's fun.
Anyway,
Who did they blame the earthquake on? Who was at fault? Oh, come on. Let's not go
oh, I'm
there.
so sorry. My mom's calling me. I have to leave. She
Oh,
said I
no.
have to go, and I can't be on this podcast anymore. Actually,
Gotta get that
Just in
filter
general.
checked on Zoom, the pun
Yeah.
filter.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, listen, thank you all for joining us. This is going to be a lot of fun. And to those of you at home, self-isolating and watching either live or later in the archived version, we thank you for taking the time to be with us. And we have a fun story for you tonight. This is a classic story written by Oscar Wilde, a brilliantly funny writer and raconteur from England from many years ago. And he has crafted a story that he calls The Canterville Ghost. And this is going to be a lot of fun. And I will point out that we have a number of different roles here that we're all sort of playing, but Erika, as we always ask her to do, is playing multiple roles. She is playing a British maid, which is a no-brainer for her, but she's also playing two young American twin boys. So they sound identical, strangely enough, and so she's playing them. And we also originally were going to ask her to play the American wife, but three different roles, four technically.
4 different roles.
Yeah. There would have been pages where we all could have just walked off stage and left Erika talking to herself, basically. So we are thrilled that Sarah is taking over the role as an American woman. It's all about
thunk?
authenticity. That's right. Wonderful. So
These Brits coming over here and stealing these roles from.
Good, hardworking American women.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, we're going to kick this off. So, again, we thank you for joining us. And we're going to jump right into The Canterville Ghost. And this is by Oscar Wilde, as I mentioned. And so I will kick it off with what the host would say. He would say, the NoSleep players present a play of the supernatural, Walton Butterfield's dramatization of Oscar Wilde's famous story, The Canterville Ghost. Ghosts.
Precisely. A ghost.
My lord, you actually expect me to believe that Canterville Chase is haunted, or that there exists such a thing as ghosts?
My dear Mr. Otis, I feel it my bounden duty as the present owner of Canterville Chase to acquaint you and your family as the prospective owners with the facts. Your belief in them rests quite naturally with yourselves.
In America, my lord, we have everything that money can buy. We have many of your best actors, your prima donnas, your plays, your novels, your works of art. Believe me, if there were such thing as ghosts in Europe or England, we'd have it at home in one of our public museums or on the road in a theatrical production.
Possibly, Mr. Otis, possibly. I fear, however, that the ghost exists, though it may have resisted the overtures of your enterprising American impresarios. It has been well known for 3 centuries and always makes its appearance
At Canterville Chase?
at Canterville Chase, immediately before the death of any member of our family.
Well, so does the family doctor, for that matter, Lord Canterville.
We have not cared to live in the place ourselves.
But there is no such thing, sir, as a ghost.
My grand aunt, the Dowager Duchess of Bolton, was frightened into a fit
By this ghost?
by 2 skeleton hands being placed on her shoulders as she was dressing for dinner.
Imagination, Lord Canterville, pure or maybe impure imagination.
In conclusion, Mr. Otis, I feel bound to tell you that the ghost has been seen by several members of my family. None of our younger servants would stay with us, and Lady Canterville slept very little at night in consequence of mysterious and persistent noises that came from the corridor and the library.
My lord, I appreciate your frankness. I'll take the furniture and the ghost at valuation. We won't mind a ghost in the house. It's perfectly all right.
Quite so. Only I beg you to remember, I warned you.
I bid you welcome to Canterville Chase.
Thank you. Thank you.
What a lovely house.
Say, I'm gonna like this.
Thank you for permitting me to stay on. Hey, Roger, ask her where the ghost is. Aw, she wouldn't know.
We should be lost in this great house without your care.
Tea.
Any cakes, Pa? Oh, come on, Roger.
Now don't you children touch anything.
I laid tea in the library, madam.
So my children have discovered. What a beautiful room! Don't you love this black paneling, Hiram?
Oh, yes. Very, very pretty. Better pour the tea, Elizabeth.
I'll take your wrap, madam. Oh, gee, these muffins are good.
They're not muffins, Roger. They're scones. Aren't they, Mother?
What, dear?
Well, I don't care whether they're scones or muffins. They taste swell. I'd rather have cinnamon toast.
Tea, Washington?
No thanks, Mother. Gee, I don't think I've seen such a beautiful sunset since we've been in England.
Well, we deserve a clear day for a change.
I never dreamed there could be so much rain in 1 month. But today is perfect.
Oh dear. I pushed something off the tray. A spoon, I think.
I'll get it, madam.
Thank you, Mrs. Umney. Right over there in front of the fireplace. I must have... Why, Mrs. Umney, that spot. Children, did you spill anything?
Where, Mother?
There, in front of the fireplace. I'm sure something has been spilled.
Yes, madam. Blood.
Blood?
What's this?
Blood has been spilled on that spot. Oh, get out of my way, Roger. Let me see the blood.
Are you serious, Mrs. Umney?
Quite, madam.
Here, let me see.
How horrid. I don't care at all for bloodstains on the carpet.
Oh, don't worry, Elizabeth. We'll get rid of it.
It's the blood of Lady Eleanor de Canterville.
I don't care whose blood it is, Mrs. Umney. It must be removed.
She was murdered on that spot in 1575.
Murdered?
Yes, miss, murdered. By her own husband, Sir Simon de Canterville.
Say, Dad, some family, these Cantervilles.
Sir Simon survived her 9 years and then mysteriously and suddenly disappeared. His body has never been discovered. It's his spirit, his guilty spirit, that still haunts the chase.
Oh, what nonsense. Get the Pinkerton from my suitcase, Washington.
Oh, gee, it's a swell blood spot, ain't it, Roland?
Have it removed at once, Mrs. Umney.
It cannot be removed, madam.
Bah. Pinkerton's champion stain remover will clean it up in no time. There. You see? It's disappearing already.
But, sir, Mr. Otis, I beg of you.
Oh, see? Now it's all gone. I knew Pinkerton would do it.
You shouldn't have done it, sir. Oh, you shouldn't. Oh.
Hiram, quickly! Mrs. Umney has fainted. Virginia, get some water.
What good is a housekeeper who faints?
Hush, Hiram.
Here, Mother.
Now, what do you suppose made her faint?
Maybe it was that blood stain.
She ought to be used to it. Since 1575.
There. She'll be all right now. Are you better, Mrs. Umney?
Oh, madam. Oh, there'll be trouble coming now. And this, your first day in the house.
What do you mean, trouble?
I've seen things with my own eyes, sir, that would make any Christian's hair stand on end. There are awful things done here.
If you're talking about ghosts, we're not afraid of ghosts, are we, children?
Of course not.
I'd like to see a ghost, though. So would I, a big one. Many and many a night I have not closed my eyes for even a wink of sleep. Tonight is sure to be another. I'll take supper in my room, if you don't mind. That storm didn't come up sudden like for nothing. Good night to you, madam, and you, sir. And the Lord protect you all.
What's that striking now, Elizabeth?
It must be 12. We came up about 11. Go to sleep, Hiram.
Oh, I've been asleep. Just before the clock started to strike, I thought I heard something outside in the hallway. A sort of clanking sound.
Now, Hiram, if you're trying to frighten me...
Oh, of course I'm not trying to frighten you. But I tell you, I heard something. Now, be quiet. There. Do you hear that?
Yes, I did, Hiram. It sounded like a chain being dragged.
Ah, yes. Like a rusty chain.
Get up. Strike a match. It's coming nearer. It's right outside the door now. See what it is, Hiram.
Well, that's exactly what I'm... Oh. What the devil are you screaming about, Elizabeth?
You see it, Hiram?
Well, of course I saw it.
Horrible. A terrible-looking old man. His eyes were red as burning coals, and his long gray hair was... Something was hanging from his wrists and his ankles.
Chains. That's what we heard.
Why don't you do something, Hiram?
I am. Be quiet. My dear sir, I really must insist on your oiling those chains. Here's a small bottle of Tammany lubricator. I shall leave it here on this hall table. If you want more, just shout. Good night.
Hiram, what did you do?
The only thing I could think of to stop that blooming clanking noise. Maybe we can get to sleep now.
What was that?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Something broke.
You missed him, Roland. Now he's gone.
What's going on out here?
We saw him, Daddy. We saw him. A dirty old man. It must have been that Canterville Ghost. Roland missed him, too. Washington almost hit him with a pillow.
What's all this glass?
Oh, it's the bottle of Tammany lubricating oil I put out here for that whatever it is.
It was the ghost, Daddy, of that old man who murdered his wife down in the library.
Nonsense. You can't tell me that. Oh, what the?
Virginia? Where's Virginia?
Here she comes. What's the matter, Verge?
Mother! Daddy! I was just down in the library. I couldn't sleep and went down for my writing case, which I'd left in front of the fire.
Oh, did you see him, Verge?
Him? Who?
The Canterville Ghost, the old man. He was up here in the hall. He broke a bottle to pieces and then just disappeared as I threw a pillow at him. Daddy saw him.
Virginia, are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right. But, Mother, Daddy, that blood stain on the carpet in front of the fire?
Yes, dear, yes, forget about it. Your father wiped it out.
That's it, Mother. It's back again. Redder and bloodier than it was before.
Well, if you ask me, we've been here a whole week and we haven't made much progress.
What can you do in weather like this? We're so lucky to have such large fireplaces.
I'm not talking about the weather. I'm talking about the ghost.
Oh, now, Washington, can't we go to bed one night without talking about that horrible apparition?
The more we talk about it, Elizabeth, the less it should frighten you. You don't see me or even the twins shuddering and screaming. Virginia isn't afraid.
No, I feel sort of sorry for him. Poor old ghost.
Well, I can't help feeling that it would be much safer if you, Hiram, and Washington, and even the twins took it more seriously. We don't want to have to move.
Seriously? I don't mind the old fellow if he'll just keep quiet and let us sleep. After more than 300 years, he certainly has claim on the place. But I'll tell you one thing. If he doesn't use that Tammany lubricator and quit smashing my bottles to pieces, I'm going to take his chains away from him.
He who laughs last.
Ghosts do not laugh, Elizabeth. Mind you, I do think that pillow throwing and pea shooting is...
Now, for heaven's sake, Hiram, don't start the twins again. They're fast asleep long ago.
Getting rested up for midnight, probably. The little devils.
Might I come in, madam?
Of course, Mrs. Umney, come in.
Madam, and sir, I'm that upset about everything this past week.
Of course, we all are, Mrs. Umney, but it's not your fault. This beastly weather, getting settled.
No, not that, madam. It's what goes on at night.
Oh, nonsense. We'll have all those hijinks cleared up in no time, Mrs. Umney. Besides, Mrs. Otis gave you full permission to remain in your room, safe and sound.
Safe? Was old Madame de Tremolac safe when she woke up early one morning and saw a skeleton seated in her favourite armchair, reading her diary? Was Lady Stutfield safe when 5 unseen fingers clutched her throat so tightly that she almost strangled and had to wear a black velvet band around her throat until the day she died? I could go on like that.
Please don't, Mrs. Umney. I admit that while I do not, of course, believe in such a thing as this Canterville ghost, there is something about the house that...
That interferes with our sleep, and that we're going to squelch if
it costs you the life of one of your family?
Mrs. Umney, please.
If you persist in your silly fears,
Then, please, may I give my notice, sir?
Oh.
We'll talk about that tomorrow, or the next day.
Tomorrow may be too late. Doesn't the persistence of the blood spot on the library carpet tell you anything, sir?
Yes, that's a humdinger, I must admit. If I myself hadn't just locked up the library tight every night after removing the stains,
6 nights it's been, sir. And each morning the blood is back again, as though you'd never touched it.
Yes, but what kind of blood is it? Washington, you've got your list?
Oh, yes, Dad. Hang on. Here it is. The first morning it came back blood red and returned even bloodier the next 3 mornings. The 4th morning, it was a dull, almost Indian red. The 5th, it was vermilion. And this morning, it was sort of a rich purple.
Sort of like a chameleon, isn't it?
I don't think we ought to joke about it, Mother.
I know you shouldn't, miss.
I'm considering writing an article on the subject of the permanence of sanguineous stains when connected with crime.
I think I'll go up to bed now, Mother.
I think we'd all better. It's long after 11. Are you going to lock the library again, Hiram?
I certainly am. Come on, Washington. We may have a new color for your chart tomorrow morning.
Good night, Mrs. Umney.
Good night, madam, and I pray it is a good night. Good night, miss.
Sleep tightly, Mrs. Umney.
Did you screen the fire, Washington?
Yes, Dad. Lock the door.
Are you coming, Hiram?
Yes, coming, Elizabeth. All right, it's almost time to wake the twins. Have you got everything ready?
Yes, in my closet. I'll wait until just before midnight. Good night, Dad.
Great. I'll see you later. Good night, son.
What time is that, Raj? 4:30. I'm getting sleepy waiting. I wonder what's the matter with the old ghost. Maybe he died. He did that in 1575, or he wouldn't be a ghost. Oh, shh! I hear something. Oh, that's only the dog down in the barn. He must be outside the door now.
What happened?
I think we got him.
He tripped on the string. See, it's broken. Oh, and the pail of water fell right on him when our door opened.
Did you hear him shriek when he saw our scarecrow?
Look, he knocked it over. The broom handle has gone right through the pumpkin shell.
Something tells me that's the last we'll hear of ye old Canterville Ghost. Hey, where's Virginia?
Your mother fainted. She's probably in with her. How's Mother, Virginia?
Virginia's not here, Hiram. Is everything all right?
All right. Virginia?
Verge? Verge?
Roger, Roland, help us find your sister. Look in all the rooms.
I'm looking downstairs. Verge, where are you? Virginia?
Hiram, what's the matter? Where is Virginia?
Be quiet, Mother. She's around someplace.
She's not in her bed, Daddy. The bed's all messed up.
That you, Virginia?
No, sir. It's me, Mrs. Umney. Has anything happened?
Happened? Mrs. Umney, help us find her. Virginia, my little girl, wake up the servants.
Now, Elizabeth, be quiet. We'll find her. She's probably fallen asleep in one of the big chairs downstairs by the fire. Is she there, Washington?
No, Dad. The library's locked, and she's not in any of the other rooms.
This all comes of your crazy fooling in the halls with that...
With the Canterville Ghost, madam. I heard him stalking through the house.
Washington, catch this key and open the library doors. She may have gotten in there somehow and fallen asleep.
All right, Dad.
Since midnight, he's been prowling around. We didn't see him, Mrs. Umney. We've been waiting for him since the clock struck 12. He didn't come out till just a few minutes ago. Oh, there, madam. Maybe she's safe after all.
Is she there, Washington?
No, Dad. Everything's just as we left it in the library, except...
Except what?
Except the blood stain. It's back again. Only this time it's much bigger and much bloodier than it's ever been before.
Virginia, my baby! My baby!
Take her to her room, Mrs. Umney, and wake the other servants, and the gardeners, too. We'll search the grounds. Daylight's coming.
I knew it. I knew this was to be the night. This is his revenge for all you've done to him in the past week.
Oh, be quiet, Mrs. Umney. Virginia can't be far. We'll find her if we have to search every corner and tear apart every brick.
Oh, is this Your hiding place, Mr. Ghost?
My name is Sir Simon de Canterville.
Yes, Sir Simon.
What are you doing here?
I started to the twins' room to beg them to leave you alone tonight. I feel so sorry for you, Sir Simon. But the twins are going back to Eton next week, and then if you behave yourself, no one will annoy you.
Behave myself? Then I'd have no reason for existing.
You know you've been very wicked. Mrs. Umney told us.
Oh, Mrs. Umney, ugh.
The first day we arrived here, that you had killed your wife.
That was purely a family matter and no concern of Mrs. Umney or your family or anyone else.
Don't you know it's very wrong to kill anyone?
Ethics, bah. My wife was very plain. She never had my ruffs properly starched. She knew nothing about cookery. She couldn't...
What's the matter? Are you angry at me for being here?
No. Though I'm a bit angry at myself for letting you find me. I was resting. But after all, you are much nicer than the rest of your family. Your father and the boys, I mean, they're rude, disrespectful.
Oh.
What's the matter?
So it was you who stole my box of paints. And all the different shades of red are used up. That explains that silly bloodstain on the library carpet.
Well, what was I to do? It's very difficult to get real blood nowadays. Didn't it frighten you?
No, of course it didn't. Though I think it did my mother a little, and it certainly annoyed my father. Mrs. Umney was the only one.
Ah, yes, Mrs. Umney is a very satisfactory person.
I do hope you'll be nice from now on, Sir Simon.
No, please don't go, Miss Virginia. You're a great comfort to one so lonely and so unhappy as I am.
But I'm getting sleepy.
Sleepy? I have not slept for 300 years.
Poor ghost. Have you no place where you can sleep?
There is a garden where the grass grows long and deep, where the nightingale sings all night through, though while a cold crystal moon looks down and yew trees spread their giant arms over the sleepers.
You mean the Garden of Death?
Yes, death. It must be so beautiful to lie in the soft brown earth, with the grasses waving above one's head, and listen to silence. To have no yesterday and no tomorrow. Have you ever read the old prophecy on the stained glass library window?
Yes, I learned it by heart the first day we came. When a golden girl can win prayer from out the lips of sin, when the barren almond bears and a little child shall give away its tears, then shall the house be still, and peace come to Canterville.
You can be that golden girl, Miss Virginia, and open for me the portals of death's house. For love is always with you, and love is stronger than death is.
I don't think I know what you mean.
If you will weep with me because I have no tears, and pray for me because I have no faith, you, who have always been sweet, good, and gentle, will move the angel of death to have mercy on me.
But where would I have to do this, Sir Simon?
In darkness filled with fearful shapes, where wicked voices will whisper in your ear, but they will not harm you, for against the purity of a little child the powers of hell cannot prevail. Are you afraid?
I am not afraid, and I will ask the angel to have mercy on you. Mother? Daddy? Everybody? Where are you? I'm back.
Virginia? My darling, oh, thank God! Where have you been? We were just about to send out searching parties. Hiram, she's here in the upper hall, safe and sound.
Oh, Mother, I'm so sorry you were worried. I didn't know it would take so long.
Take so long?
Virginia, where have you been, child? Come on, boys. She's up here. Tell the servants to go back to bed.
Oh, Miss Virginia, are you really safe?
Oh, my baby.
Virg! Where on earth have you been?
Oh, here she is, Roger. Here she is. Hurry!
Well, Virginia, where have you been?
I've been with the ghost, Daddy. He's dead. After waiting 300 years, he's gone to sleep in peace. Would you like to see him?
Child, what are you talking about?
There's a panel in the wall near the window in the tapestry room. He's there in a little cell. Just a skeleton tied to a huge iron ring.
Come on, twins! The tapestry room!
That would be the remains, where they have been hidden all these years, of old Sir Simon de Canterville.
Yes, Mrs. Umney. He has been very wicked, but he was really sorry for all that he had done. Before he could really die and go to sleep forever, he needed someone to pray for him. So he asked me to pray for him, and I did. And he gave me this box of beautiful jewels before he died.
Dad! Dad, come quickly! It's here! Just as Virginia said! The secret room and the skeleton and everything!
Oh, my child. Oh, my child, what a night of terror and heartache.
Oh, never mind, madam. The ghost of Sir Simon will walk no more. See, it's light already and quite clear. Why, fancy that.
What is it, Mrs. Umney?
The old withered almond tree in the court. I do believe it's blossomed. Yes, I can see the flowers quite plainly in the dawn.
Can you really, Mrs. Umney? Then you need never fear the Canterville Ghost again. For now, he's at rest.
You have been listening to The Canterville Ghost by Oscar Wilde. The end. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Canterville Ghost. Wonderful, wonderful. If I do say so myself.
Misunderstood.
Very.
He was quite wicked, but he's sorry now.
Very sorry.
That's right.
If only his wife had learned to cook.
And starch.
Yeah.
And not
Start.
complain. Yeah.
Not complain.
He's a bad man.
He's sorry now.
And who's going to pay for all those broken bottles of lube?
And who's going to replace all of my paints that he dumped on the carpet?
Take that.
Indeed. Wonderful. Oh, look at the comments are lighting up with
Oh, thank you.
applause and
Very sweet.
cheers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your kind clapping emojis.
I know, who would believe it? Happy ending.
Thank you
Olivia,
so much.
Olivia made it just in time.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, spoiler alert, I guess.
Yeah.
Rewind.
Yeah, that's right. Well, always such fun, and it's always a thrill to perform with these fine folks. We usually do it separately in our own little homes, and then our voices get put together in post, as we like to say. But this is fun. It's nice to perform with people and play off each other and have fun.
There's a guy named
or just
Peter
play with
Lewis who made
myself.
it into the chat too.
Oh, that joker? What's he doing here?
I don't know.
I love
Erika,
how
bravo.
Erica's joke just slipped under the radar there.
Oh no, what happened? I missed
Erika.
it.
Oh,
Likes
it
to
was
slip it in.
What'd she say?
Oh, she was just commenting on how, with her multiple roles, she ended up playing with herself sometimes. So,
Oh, jeez.
there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
She's gone red.
That's good.
Erika!
Expect that joke
she's
from
got one of those
David
lights.
to the Davids before.
Oh, marvelous, marvelous.
Yes. Oh, so fun. I want to do more of these. Okay.
Indeed, we will. In fact, we can take this opportunity, since a lot of the people in the chat who join us live are our stalwart fans. Put it in the comments, like, what would be a good time that you guys would like. We talked earlier before we went live about maybe doing weekend performances. Is that something cool with everybody, or is everybody out partying on the weekend? Am I? Oh wait.
You
Stop
better
it.
not be.
If you're out partying on the weekend, I swear to God, I will come to your house. I will be so mad at you.
Still 6 feet away, though.
Just keep
I'll come to your house
2
6 feet
meters
away.
Yes.
I'll come to your house and scream at you from your garden.
That's right. That's right.
How's that
tap on your
different than
windows
every
late at
other
night.
weekend? Addison's in the garden again.
She's got a full enough schedule, guys. Don't make her do this.
What can you do?
Indeed. Well, this is again, it's a lot of fun. We've got a little bit of time. We like to go to about 45 minutes past the hour, or a quarter of, as some people say. So, yeah, I guess we're close to that. But was going to say people want to ask questions on the chat, but nah, nobody has any questions for
Take
us.
about
but-
a minute before that question catches up with them.
Yeah, that's right. There's a bit of a delay.
In the meantime, I can plug some more stuff if you like.
Oh, do it.
Sure, Erika. Yeah, if you want
Okay.
to plug.
Plug us
So
up.
from the last time, I was talking about a Sonic project for my home theatre, which is still ongoing. But the other thing I've started doing is like an audio book on SoundCloud about if you like Indiana Jones, if you like Doctor Who, then I, my dear hearts, am playing a time-traveling professor and have dramatized our first adventure in time back to Shakespeare's London. And it's in mini chapters. They only last about 5 minutes each. And yeah, you can find them on the Unbound Theatre SoundCloud. So yeah, please do listen and share it. And they're quite fun and it's fairly family-friendly as well. So yeah.
Oh, I love
And on your
that.
podcatcher of choice, it is Unbound Theatre. And on that feed, you will get the sonnets and the adventures of Professor Chronomier. So,
I think it's also on themostbritishThingEver.com.
So if you want to see Erika and her whips, there's where you can find it.
I've been doing live streams on Twitch occasionally. If it's just the same as my Twitter and my name, it's just my name. My Twitch is my name, but I've just been reading from. I have all the scary stories to tell in the dark books, so I've been doing some little just reading live streams on there. If that's something anyone wants to come, they've been very sporadic. I don't have a schedule. Just keep an eye on it. But
Awesome.
that's
Not a
thing.
fan of scary stories, but not just me.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I understand. They're not for everybody.
Excellent. Anybody else have projects they want to mention?
I'll mention the Grey Rooms just because we were on a bit of a sort of coronavirus hiatus, and we drop a new sort of regular season episode this Friday. For those who might like to check it out, it's got some familiar voices and some scares and some hugs.
Oh, also someone in the chat said more Addison, please. And I would like to echo the sentiment of more Addison, please.
Anytime.
More Addison, indeed. Well, yes.
Yeah.
We'll
and also in
absolutely
terms
have
of coronavirus audio, for anyone who wants it, Shadows at the Door Season 2, Episode 1 has dropped to tide you over until the rest of the season drops.
Yay!
Well, here,
Push
let
that
me
out so
offer.
that you can...
I was going to say I'll offer something at the end of this.
Okay, yeah, we'll push it out so that you could hear it. And now over to Sarah.
Great. And for those of you who are looking for yet another video game to add to your roster, check it out on Steam. Wicked Willow is an adventure game that has multiple options for your adventure to go on, and it will be released here pretty quickly. So go follow their page on Steam. That is Wicked Willow.
Nice.
Awesome. Now, are you a part of that?
Of course I am.
Your
I'm
voice?
the villain.
That's awesome.
Both the
She'll
villain
twist.
and
She
I'm-
has nothing to do with it.
No, I saw it. I was like, this looks cool.
That's excellent.
Love
Check
that.
it out.
Wicked Willow, just season 6 of Buffy.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
I've been
nice.
watching. I've been rewatching it. I'm right
Good
about
pull.
to be there. Yeah, good pull.
There
Good
are
pull.
some Easter eggs. They are related.
Ooh, fun.
Nice.
I was talking with someone yesterday about my favorite villain was I think it's Groner, Harold Groner. Anyway, whoever played the mayor
Yes.
in Buffy
I
is,
love
is,
him. He's
to me
fantastic.
the
Mm.
best villain ever.
He is
So,
so hysterical. I
Mhm.
love him. He's so good.
gosh.
Yes.
I have no idea what's happening right now.
Educate
Plug
yourself.
something.
That's
Plug
how we
something,
like
Brandon.
to keep it.
I work on the show called the No Sleep Podcast, and
Nice.
if you guys want to check that out,
That sounds
Sounds-
interesting.
No, it
There it is.
sounds like a show for clowns. Sounds like
It
a
is,
clown
though.
podcast.
Clouds,
it
yes.
is. The boss.
Indeed.
Man, it's so sad these aren't any fun.
Right? Also,
Very
like,
serious.
this is the first human interaction I've had today, so I'm very.
Oh,
Yeah, that's really these broadcasts are a lot of fun for us because we're all alone in our homes. So this is
My
Really,
roommate
really,
still
really good.
works because she's an essential worker, so I'm home alone all day.
Oh.
Mm. All right. Righty.
All
Did,
right.
did we get any questions in the
Oh,
in the
did we get
comments at all?
questions? People were asking for podcast
did
recommendations
Carol
for
Baskin do
the-
it? That was the question. I saw
Oh,
that go by.
absolutely, right?
Oh,
I don't know, man.
All you cool
Like,
cats and kittens out there. Come on.
allegedly, but no, she definitely did,
I think
right?
they just edited it to make it look
I
like it.
used to go. I used to go to her sanctuary.
Holy cow.
As a kid, I used to go to rescue. I used to go as a
Wow.
child, and I have not watched the documentary yet. But my mom texted me when she started it and was like, "Oh, do you remember that big cat rescue we used to go to
Do you remember that woman who was walking by with that briefcase that was dripping blood?
with blood?"
That suitcase?
No, she coated him in sardine oil and she fed him to her tigers. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm out. Allegedly. Okay.
That's hot.
Oh, we've got one question that says, "Who's not wearing pants?"
US pants or UK
Or
pants?
British pants.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yes.
What if it's
Trousers
skirt?
or
Walked right into that.
skirt? Yeah, skirt. I can put my hand up for skirt.
There we
Oh, I'm
go.
lagging.
David Cummings and I are representing.
Oh yeah, I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing a dress.
Wow, that's a very formal event.
I'm actually naked. I got this T-shirt tattooed onto me.
Oh good.
Nice.
Oh,
Convenient.
that is a nice shirt.
Ooh, I'm lagging
thank you.
apparently.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
sorry.
you have
I'll try
two
to make
two
my internet
questions?
better.
Does anyone have any pets? And does David love maple syrup?
Which David?
Yeah, they didn't say.
Hey, David or UK
Have any
David?
pets?
They didn't
Of
say.
my
so we
own?
can just take it. We can throw it to all the Davids.
I don't have any pets of my own, but if you hold on for just a second.
Oh, oh.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, oh.
She's disappearing. She's gonna go
We
buy
have
one.
now got a little puppy.
Oh.
That's right. David Ault is a new dog parent.
I'm a dog dad.
Any
Puppy.
guesses on which animal Addison will bring back?
I'm guessing it.
Gerbil.
Cat.
Some kind of rodent.
I want to guess a cat.
Constrictor.
What
Anaconda.
if it's like a small? No, I'll stop there.
I have no idea where you were going to go with it.
I don't
Well,
either,
it was. I had something, and then I had a harness.
Oh.
And
but it's
okay.
a putty cat.
This is Bella. She's my roommate's cat.
Oh.
She already wants to escape. She's pissed.
She's like,
Oh,
She's been on the sauce already.
Yes, that's the thing. Apparently, when on Zoom meetings and stuff like that, if a pet appears on screen, the meeting shuts down and everybody oohs and ahs. So.
there you go.
Sorry, I brought the cat.
the
Oh,
correct
no.
the correct. Oh no. Did those break?
They did. I just broke my headphones in real time.
Oh shoot!
Wow.
Oh, see, there's an Easter egg for you.
Oh no.
Mm.
If anyone wants to visit Addison's Amazon page,
Yeah.
I don't need those for
Get
anything.
those.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe page.
No,
for-
I have some Bluetooth headphones I can use, but that's frustrating.
As I have told you, every time the ghost appears, someone's equipment breaks.
Now my roommate's
Very naughty.
in my room.
Very,
and she's
very
upset.
naughty.
You've been very wicked.
I know, but I'm sorry now.
I'm holding this to my ear because they're broken.
Well, that's probably a good time to
Just to stop.
to shut her down, and we'll all go fix our equipment and be back with you next time. So, listen, thank you for everybody who watched us and is watching us. Thank you. You guys are great. We appreciate your support. And to all our actors, thank you, everyone. You're all wonderful. Such a thrill.
Thank you.
Thanks
And
for
I'll
having
give,
us.
Thank you for having us.
I'll give
Yeah.
everyone a final goodbye. Graham,
thanks, David. Thank you all for watching.
wonderful. Addison,
Thank you all so much. This was really fun. I'm sorry my headphones broke. I have some backups. Don't think I can't come back. I can.
excellent, excellent. And Sarah,
It was great to be back. It was great to see you all in the comments. I absolutely love and adore this community. Y'all are precious.
mhm.
Yeah.
And Erika.
Thanks very much for listening, everyone. Thank you for all your support and stay safe.
Indeed. David Ault.
Thank you very much, everyone. Wash your hands, support the arts, and a shout out to my sister who is listening down south and to my nephew who's listening downstairs.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it. We're going to let everybody go. Oh, whoa, did I forget Brandon? Come on.
Scream this time.
little misdirect there. Then, Brandon, send us home.
Yeah, I just everyone, thank you for coming out, and thank you for being here with me and doing this awesome live stream. That made it sound like it was my idea or something. I'm glad to be here with you guys.
And before we go, just a reminder about Potapalooza this weekend. I hope you guys check it out, plza.org or plza.org. Check it out. It's a like a live podcasting festival for COVID-19 relief. So please check that out. We will be there, and we're going to be doing a live stream on Saturday. So all the details, plza.org. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Stay sleepless.